Heyo, today's a different video. We're not on the Terrachunks server, but I've been messing around with the new 1.17 snapshot today, and I feel like I've built a pretty nice build using these blocks, and I feel like I can do a little bit of talking about my thoughts, opinions, no, thoughts and opinions. Thank you, English language, very cool. About this update, because I'm loving it so far. Obviously, there's still a lot to come. I know the cave portion itself hasn't really been... Actually, scratch that. No world generation updates have been implemented yet. But we have just a bunch of new blocks. Like, look at this. We got candles, copper, powdered snow. I haven't actually messed with this at all. But this is a cool new block. You can basically push inside of it. And yeah, you get hypothermia, basically. And if I switch into survival mode, am I being... Feels like I'm being pulled towards the center or something. Oh wait, no, my FOV's going down. Yeah, look at that. Ooh, it's got a fancy noise and everything. But basically you can die of hypothermia if you get stuck in this for too long. Which is a really neat little thing. And if I throw these guys on, leather boots, it stops you from falling in unless you crouch. So this can make for some pretty interesting things. This can make for some pretty cool elevators and traps. Because if you're running away and, like, have these boots on and run over this, and then your friend's chasing you, obviously they're gonna fall right in. And I feel like that's a pretty fun thing. I think... Wait, how long does it take? That's the one problem, I think, is that in survival, you can just break them. Can you do that inside as well? Yeah. I feel like that's kind of a flaw, especially if you want to set up traps, because you're gonna fall in and just break it straight away. But that's a neat feature that I just remembered exists. But we've got these two new blocks as well up the top. Hang on, let's grab a few. I think, yeah, I have some of them over here. So what is it? I'll place down some of the new blocks, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is most of the new blocks, and it's a lot. So obviously we got the new copper roll, which I really like this texture. I like that they've changed it from like if I search ore, like the usual ore that most things are. I'm glad that they changed it from this, because this is nice, but copper works differently than diamonds, iron, gold. I know coal is the same, but that's kind of an exception, I guess. But this ore works different. You can't craft armor and stuff with it. It's purely decorational for now. So I like that. Then there's the copper blocks themselves and the cut copper, which I think have really, really nice textures. You can see up there I've been using, what's that stuff called? It's acacia wood. Yeah, acacia wood. Those two colors, look, if I come close and crouch like this, they go really nicely together. So this is the first time I've ever found use for acacia, because I've never really liked it, but it goes so well with this. And then over time they weather. So if you leave them out, they turn to this green color like copper would in real life, like the Statue of Liberty, which I think is cool. I was worried when I first saw this, because I thought that this would be a permanent, unstoppable thing. But as it turns out, you can actually wax them using... yeah, what's this stuff called? Honeycomb. You can use honeycomb, and it actually forces them to stay in whatever stage they're on now if you throw it into a crafting table. Which I think gives a good use to honeycomb, because I don't really like the block that much. And I feel like, it's honeycomb, it's only useful to make honeycomb blocks. I feel like it's good that they're giving use to already existing things. But, then you can craft the cut versions of copper into stairs and slabs. I kind of wish you could do it with, the normal copper blocks as well, because I kind of prefer these, and I think it would be nice to have a smooth kind of variant, I guess, to the cross, because cross is nice, but it kind of doesn't work for everything. Sometimes you want it flat like this. And okay, this has those bits in the corner, like the bolts, but it is still for the most part flat. And then you got the cave stuff, like that's all mostly building, but this is stuff you find in caves now. Like the amethyst you can find in amethyst geodes that spawn in the world. And you can actually farm these crystals then from budding amethyst, it's called. This is kind of like a source block for amethyst crystals. So they'll slowly grow. They'll start with like, what are they, small amethyst buds, and then over time they'll grow, and eventually you'll just have full-size amethysts on there, which is pretty cool. I like that they let you farm this because they said that Mojang said, sorry, that they want people to leave their base to go and find these things, which I think is quite nice, that you cannot localize every single farm, because that means you don't have to go anywhere, you know? Minecraft is an exploring game as well, and I think it's good that stuff like this and spawners, you actually have to go out and find them, and you cannot move them. And then when they break, they drop these crystals, which, if I go into survival, can't I craft? Yeah, you can craft the blocks of amethyst then. So these are renewable blocks, and I believe if you silk touch these regular amethyst thingies, the amethyst crystals, you could just pick them up and use them as decorations, and they have very, very nice decorations. Do they give off light? I feel like they should. Let's bring them over here. Yeah, they do. They give off a light level of, that's game mode button. That's a screenshot. 5. Okay. So mobs can still spawn around these, but you know, they give off that just a little bit of glow, which I think is probably for the best. Is that it's just a small glow. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons today. But then also we got these dripstones, which these new spikes, what are they called? Pointed dripstone spikes, are really nice. I really like the texture for them. I think they've managed to do a kind of 3D-ish block in a very Minecrafty way. Some people have been saying it's out of place. I don't really think it is. I like it. And I like that it connects as well. I think that's just a really cool addition. And if I break... Yeah, if you break the top, it'll actually fall and hit things. And I know that can really hurt players, so... You know, the best way to demonstrate is just to... Yeah. So, stalagmites go up. As you can see there, I was impaled on a stalagmite, which doesn't sound too nice. And last but not least in this set of blocks, which I'd call the main blocks, actually let's keep it night for a sec, are these candles. And I absolutely love these. They work kind of like sea pickles, where you can place up to 4 down, and then you can light them, and they all give off different light levels. Realistically, if you're looking for light, you will need 4. Which is kind of a shame, but you know, that makes sense. But I really like these textures and the, like, inventory textures as well. Something I kind of wish, though, that they would do. So, like, you cannot... I'm pressing right-click right now, you can probably hear it. But you cannot place different colored candles down on the same block. You know, it is kind of a shame that you cannot, do the same color at once, but it's, you know, it's not that big of a problem. That's kind of just like a little nitpick. But something I like as well, you can only do 1 candle. Oh, you can eat those in creative now. I didn't know that. But you can make this like a little birthday cake, pretty much, and you can still light it. And I think that's just really nice and pretty wholesome. That's fire. That's not wholesome. But yeah, let's eat the second cake. But I think all of these blocks are really cool, and I've been messing about. Obviously, this is in the background. I've made a kind of steampunk style building. I don't want to call it a house. It's kind of like a lab on the inside. But as you can see here, you know, you're gonna need a lot of candles just to light up small areas. But I really like them. I feel like this... I don't think they're gonna replace torches, but I do just really like their overall design and stuff like that. But yeah, calcite is a great block to either replace or go with diorite, which is a block I've basically never used. This is my first time trying it out along with this snapshot because I've never really liked it. But I just feel like it works for this kind of style. This is probably the best side because I used randomized blocks. Like I didn't handpick these. I just switched on a randomizer I've got installed, and it flicks through them all. I feel like this is a good example of what calcite can do. You know, it's lighter and it's smoother, and I've used it more up here. I just feel like this can be what diorite was supposed to be, I suppose. In the sense that you know, it's the smooth, nice white block. Not as smooth as quartz, which we have in here. It's still a little bit rough. But, you know, you could use this as wall and stuff. And I really like this texture. It might be my favorite so far in the snapshots. But, yeah, as you can see, this lab, I feel like the use of blackstone in here is pretty good. Just, you know, it's a good contrast from all the other bright colors. But I guess the main bit of this room that I wanted to show off is how you can use copper and these lightning rods as piping. Because I just feel like this really adds to the room. It feels pretty chaotic now. But look at this, it's like pipes or wires going in. We've got a little computer screen here with wires going straight into the... This kind of is kind of like an AI, I guess. So like the wires are running into the smiley face robot thing. And we've got different outputs coming through here. I feel like this kind of stuff's really fun. Like, there's no functional purpose to this room whatsoever. Like, I guess you could use the smokers, but I just think it's fun to use blocks for decoration sometimes. Like, you know, empty bookshelf looms. And then we've just kind of got this machine. I don't even know what this is. It's kind of like, there's a screen here and a keypad here. And there's bits and bobs running into it and next to it. This thing's smoking. I feel like, you know, if you use your imagination, this is a pretty fun steampunk thing. Like, this could just be a calculator. You know, you punch in some numbers, it's steam-powered, that explains the smoke, and boom, you've got yourself a calculator, feed it fuel in here. And I don't know, there's something about steampunk, just how crazy and off the wall it is. And then we've just got a random water pipe here, because why not? You know, I feel like that's what steampunk is. It's organized chaos with a really nice color palette. But yeah, definitely, the floor works really nice for labs. Quartz goes really well with it, as well as acacia, like I said earlier. This is the first time I've really used acacia. I think it works really well. But upstairs then, we've got the pipes going again. Because, you know, it's not steampunk without pipes absolutely everywhere, I say as I look at a room with no more pipes. But we've also got these guys, which I haven't really messed with much, beyond just placing them down here. But I think these things are going to be really, really big for redstone. Because, you know, the whole walk on anything except wool, place blocks, they pick them up. Any vibration, pretty much. If I get a bow... where is it? There it is. If I get a bow and just fire off an arrow, it'll pick that up, and it'll always lay out a redstone signal. I'm not very smart when it comes to redstone, like, I'd consider myself okay. But there are people who are doing crazy stuff like this, like, I think Mumbo Jumbo made some kind of message machine with these. Like, you could use... What was it? I think you could use lecterns to choose a message to send to someone through, like, telephone wires using skulks. But I think these things are really cool, and obviously, you know, wireless redstone and wireless traps. I feel like that's going to be the biggest thing for these guys. They're going to be really fun. I just really cannot wait to see what people are making with it. Okay, so let's head up to the last floor of this building, and let's see why all this water's being pumped upwards, eh? Because there is a reason. It's not just aesthetics for once. I like this. I've been keeping some squids up here, some test subjects, I guess. Which, you know, I think that's pretty funny. It's kind of, you know, it's a steampunk science place. We're gonna need test subjects. And I'm making use of tinted glass, which is again a new block, which I really like. It basically stops all light from coming through. So if I were to grab a torch right now and just place that down, if I surrounded this thing, look at that. Like, you can still see the light inside and it kind of glows out. If I hit F3, yeah, F3, it's still 0 light if you see it on the left there. Which I think that's awesome. I think that's a really cool way to, like, see into things and just keep it dark. Like, obviously I'm showing off the glow squid here, and comparing it to the normal squid. But, you know, that wouldn't work if it was daytime. It wouldn't look as nice. So if I change it to time set day now, look, it's still almost entirely dark. We've got this area. But if I were to just build a little wall around this, boom. That is, for the most part, hidden away now. It's not light. So anyway, glow squids are basically the same as squids. I didn't like these guys in the mob vote, honestly. They don't give off their own light source, which is a shame, but they do have, you know, no matter how dark it is, you will always be able to see them, because they kind of just say no to lighting, and like, whereas this squid is actually getting dark as the room's getting dark, these guys always stay bright. Which I think is pretty cool, unless you hit them. Let's see. If I hit him, he stops glowing and he sprays some glitter. And if we were in an ocean biome right now, he'd shoot off, and he'd be running away. So I think that's a cool way to differentiate them. But when they die, they drop these glowing ink sacs, which basically let you light things up, such as this. So as you can see, we've got glow item frames now, as opposed to normal item frames, which I think this is another really smart addition. Like, it doesn't give off light, but you can see what's in here, like, as a difference. And if you right-click them on signs, you actually light up the signs and kind of make them neon, as opposed to the regular old sign, which you can barely even see here. And this is something you can switch back and forth if you right-click it with glow squid ink. What are these called? Glow ink sac, sorry. It lights up to neon, and then it goes back as soon as you hit it with a normal ink sac. So I think, oh, hello. This guy's trying to leave. I think that's a really, really cool way to do it. I think it was smart not to just make it emit light, I guess, for the items, but I do kind of wish the mob itself gave off light. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I had planned, was just to talk about stuff, show off to some people who might not have seen all the stuff already. But overall, I really, really like where this update's going. I get to build steampunk, again, one of my favorite styles. It's that and fantasy steampunk obviously is great. But something cool I kind of realized after building all this is this goes really well with dark prismarine. Like, look at that. It's like these two, like, they had this in mind when they were designing the weathered cut copper. But I feel like, you know, I'm not going to do it now, I don't have time. But I feel like if you were to chuck both of those blocks in together to build roofs, it would look really nice. But that's something as well that I think is awesome with this new set of blocks that we're getting. They kind of complement the old. Like, you know, last time we had Blackstone, which I'd say does the opposite. It contrasts, you know? Like, a lot of stuff is going to be... Hang on, let's go inside, because I have quartz in here. It'll be Blackstone and quartz. That's a lot of stuff at the minute. And these two blocks contrast each other. Whereas blocks now, in this update, they do the opposite. They complement each other. So, like, again, you got the acacia, you got the copper, you got the weathered copper, and the dark prismarine. And I think that's just a great idea. And hang on, let's see. If I... No, it's not andesite. Which one is it? Is it granite? Yeah, it's granite. If we were to... That's my phone. Look at that. Like, these two blocks go together really well. This one's kind of more dull, I guess. But I feel like if you'd mix these together on a big scale thing, a big scale project, it would look really nice. And I think that's really where this update shines the most, is with the complementary blocks it has. Now there's a lot more that I haven't really covered today, because I just kind of want to give a broad overview of my opinions of this update and what I like and what I've mentioned a couple of things I didn't like and what I was hoping for, like the squids and the candles. Hopefully those things get fixed. But you know, if they don't, they don't. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this kind of different video. Absolutely no plan went into this. I built the house because I was bored, and I realized I haven't filmed the video for this week because I haven't been able to. You know, let's turn this into a video so I can keep some of you guys entertained that enjoy watching my content for some reason. You know, there are better guys, but I'm grateful you guys tune in. So yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. I think I've recorded much longer than what I planned to. I planned for like a 5 to 10 minute video. I think I've recorded for 20 now. So I gotta get to editing this because my upload. Hang on, let me check my phone. I have half an hour to edit this entire video and upload it. So wish me luck. I don't even think the video will render in time. Oh well, it might be a bit late. If it's late, I'm sorry. Goodbye.